Hey guys, it's nice to see you. Welcome to Friendship Shaving. Going to be shaving with a shearsdirect.com shaver. Today you can see very nice looking. It has shearsdirect.com stamped on one side, and in that I've got a Feather Professional Artist Club type blade. The soap I'm using today is Viking Soap and Cosmetic. Viking shaving soap. Look at the artwork on that. That is absolutely fantastic. And this is called Ragnar. And I have a brush today, a beautiful brush. And you can see I've got that all lathered up. And all of these items were kindly sent to me by Sean Arter. So Sean, thank you very much. Once again, I'll put that soap out of the way and we'll get lathering. So how are you guys doing? I hope you're very well today. I love this brush. It's a beautiful brush. And Sean did tell me where it came from, but in typical fashion, I can't find where I wrote it down. So perhaps Sean will be kind enough to tell me, and I'll put the link. Do you know, when the brush is dry, it's got, it feels like it might have quite a bit of backbone. It's a 22mm badger knot. But once it's wet, this is a lovely brush. Really very nice indeed. It's got a little bit of backbone I can feel, but yeah, it's a perfect size for me. The handle is beautiful, fits my hand very well. This is just an excellent gift. So Sean, thank you so much. I'm going to add a drop of water to the sink. And I'm just going to add a drop of water to this to smooth it out. And the soap I'm using today is a version of Creed Aventus, or of the Creed Aventus scent. It's very lightly scented, and it doesn't smell like Sterling's Sharp Dressed Man, which is, I'm sure it's Sharp Dressed Man, it's Creed Aventus as well. But the soap contains lanolin, so it should be very nice for the skin. When I first put my nose into the soap, the scent is hard to pick up, and I'm picking up something in the background that may be the lanolin. It's a tallow-based soap. I'm finding it to be very lightly scented. Now, I've just looked on their website. There's no soap on there at the moment, but they're getting new pots, so perhaps this is an old tub, an old design, and they're going to get new ones out for their soaps. So look forward to seeing more of their soaps on there. And while we're shaving, I shall tell you that the soap was named after a 9th century Danish king who, one of his famous battles was against the Holy Roman Emperor Charlemagne. And Ragnar was eventually captured by a Northumbrian king, Aella, and he was thrown into a snake pit a venomous snake pit and left to die. Now, Ragnar had 3 sons, Ivar the Boneless, Ubba and Halfdan. I'm sure the pronunciation is not correct, but needless to say, they were not best pleased. And when they eventually caught up with King Aila, they subjected him to torture until he died. And now I bet that went on for a long, long time. Oof, where would you start with that, eh? Eyes, I think, with the eyes. And then teeth. Have you seen that scene from Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman? The uncut version of that film. I saw that as a teenager. I've never forgotten that scene where he has his teeth pulled without anaesthetic. Anyway, back to the shave. This is a beautiful razor, a really nice razor. There is a very definite where the blade comes out, and you can feel the edge of the actual razor itself. When I put that on the skin, it sits really nicely between the edge of the razor and the edge of the razor blade. And the shave I'm getting at that angle is excellent. Although I should say I used it the other week, and just on that bit there where I was concentrating here, the back end of the blade came down into the corner of my mouth. So always something to be careful of, but I'm finding this to be a very nice razor. Now, shearsdirect.com appears to be like a trade website that you can buy from for scissors and razors and things like that. This one has the rather catchy name of the R29SS, and it sells for $22. I have seen razors of this style before with the little sort of ring on the handle. I mean, that looks like it should just roll off, but it is in fact part of the handle. I've seen them before, perhaps. Well, perhaps, I don't know where I've seen them, but I've seen them before. But yeah, for $22, I think this is a nice price and a very nice razor. That Feather Pro blade is, of course, very sharp. Finding with the grain, with the Feather Pro, I find going with the grain is absolutely brilliant. But when I start to go across the grain, especially on the top of my lip here, I find it a little bit sharp for me. But that said, very easy razor to use, I'm finding. Now the soap in my bowl has diminished a little bit. Perhaps I didn't get enough on the brush to start with. Before I built a lather in my bowl, but certainly plenty on here to be able to finish this shave. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to tell you that I've had a little bit of trolling from a gentleman in the comments section recently. In particular, it was aimed not only at myself, but at another gentleman's comments. So, if you have just seen those comments yourself, that gentleman won't be commenting on the channel anymore, and the rest of it was just about me being boring, really, and not liking the decor. There we go. What are you going to do about that? It's a strange one because the gentleman was quite polite but rude at the same time. Quite rude. I don't understand why people do that. What they think. Well, I guess that's it, isn't it? I don't understand what people get out of doing things like that. You know, it's certainly not going to be endeared to them. So anyway, as I say, that gentleman will no longer be able to comment on the channel. I don't feel there's any need to mention it any further than that, but particularly to the gentleman whose those comments were aimed at. I hope it hasn't affected you, sir. Yeah, I really do. There's just no need for that. And there is a 2-pass shave. I may have just nicked myself there, right under the cheekbone there. Just with the very tip of that razor blade, and I think I'm just going to go there. Just against the grain there. There we are, that's an excellent shave with a $22 razor from shearsdirect.com. Now, when Sean sent that through to me, I did say, as I opened the box and looked at that razor, that I thought Shears Direct was a very popular or a big company in America. I think I was actually thinking of something else. Perhaps Sears. Do you guys in America, do you have a store called Sears? think maybe it was something like that that I was thinking of. But I actually find some of these cheaper razors, I find them easier to shave with, and I get a nicer shave. And what I mean by that is no irritation, no soreness, but an absolutely perfect shave with this razor. I find sometimes the feather razor in this style gives me a bit of irritation, particularly down here. So that one, as I said earlier, it just sits very nicely. It's a very nice angle for me to find. Now, as the soap is styled, I do love that. That's brilliant. When you look closely at that, it's drawn with a pen or something like that, and all the shading is cross-hatching. But as that is styled on Creed Aventus, I'm going to use a balm from Bart's Balms, and this one too is styled on Creed Aventus. So I will be coming out of my shave smelling lovely today. That soap is very lightly scented, as I said. Oh boy, this is nice. I am picking up the scent of something else sitting behind the scent notes on that soap. So, and it's certainly not a soap for me that I could put my nose in and say, oh yeah, that smells like Creed Aventus. I have to work at it to catch that, and then I can just catch it. Yeah, it's there, but it is very mild. So anyway, that was a lovely shave using some gifts from Sean. So Sean, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't thought of doing that. It would help me out a lot. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you for the usual Friday shave. All the very best to you. Be well.